What's going on, y'all? This is Q Ortiz, your local San Diego massage therapist, musician, and artist. And today, I wanted to bring up the idea of when you hear about the fruit of your labor, and just posing the idea of what fruit do you want to have later on? What fruit are you trying to bear? Where I noticed every time when I get into the music, or I get into when I get into this kind of flow, I was very grateful to just hop on here. I was initially going to just wind down, cut off the screens, and shut it down. But this felt more like work, and it felt more like something productive. It felt like if I'm shutting down the screen, it's not necessarily in this way for at this time, shutting down the laptop screen right here that's recording, where it's more shutting off the phone, right? Shutting off the social media and YouTube and all that kind of stuff. Just shutting that down, getting more into the wind down phase, and just getting ready to go to sleep. But with this, I just felt like, yeah, let me hop on here, do these videos, and put it out. Now, the fruit that it bears is, sometimes you don't know, right, who watches these. But when you're just sharing, when you're working on that thing that you enjoy doing, you enjoy sharing or expressing, or playing music or poetry or art or photography, videography, acting, comedy, whatever you like to do, and you're just doing it, you're just getting into it, doing that work. I notice personally, whenever I do that kind of thing, for me, I always get that reward. And it's not instant gratification. It's just in going through the process, I just feel the joy and just the rightness of doing what I'm doing. When I'm playing music, I go into a practice mode. I sing this song, or I open up the program and I start working with it or listening to it. It just feels like, yes, this is the work I need to be doing. And that's the fruit that I'm looking to bear, is in that direction. It's purposeful. So this is just to bring up that idea. What are you looking to bear? Because say I'm thinking about with the social media situation, if it takes a lot of your time, depending on what you're looking at, what your timing is like, and what mode you're in, right? Because I mentioned before, there's the production, and then there's also the consumer, where you could just be a productive machine, but I feel like there's also a time to consume. There's different information that you could be learning to better yourself through getting other people's ideas, and then perhaps applying it to your own work. Or perhaps you're watching other friends or other people you enjoy sharing what they're doing, so they're producing, and then you're able to receive what they're putting out and interact with it in that way. So there is that balance, I believe, or at least there's a way that you can utilize both sides. But when it comes to that production element, actually, I was talking about the consuming element. When it comes to the consuming element, there is I think, sort of like the analogy where you hear people talk about working on themselves, like doing the work, right? Doing the work on yourself. Or you watching someone talk about doing the work, right? They can be like, yeah, you can do the work. Just think about the way you perceive yourself and how your posture is, or what your eating is like, how your speech is, what your mindset is. You can look at all these things, and that's great. That's great to take in as great ideas. But then how are you using that? Are you taking that and then actually doing the work? And that's where there can be that fine line of getting tripped up to say, oh yeah, I watched all these lectures, I studied this, I read this, but what are you doing with that information? That's something to think about. What are you doing with that? What are you wanting to see from that seed being planted? So those are the seeds of ideas. What are you wanting to grow? What do you want to see from that? So that's why I'm hopping on here, and I'm thinking about with the productivity, just you're doing your purpose, you're doing what you need to be doing, and consider what fruit you want to bear. What are those things? Are you looking to be a better writer or a better painter? And are you painting? Are you learning about painting and applying that? Are you looking at different mediums, music? What are you sharing? What are you doing that's pushing you forward to become better and see that result that you want? What is that? So if you like this video, click like. If you have any questions or want to comment, drop a comment below. And if you want to continue on this journey with me, click subscribe and we can vibe. Peace out.